Welcome to the Army. I got to tell you, I've been in this Army for 10 years and it ain't getting any better yet.
So what's going on with the Israelites? I thought Pharaoh let them go.
Well, yeah, but now he wants us to drag them back.
Oh, what do we do now?
Well, we follow them.
Oh, good thing we got these maps.
Well, I prefer GPS, but this is one of those Verizon dead zones, so thank God for paper maps.
So you really want to follow them? Moses and the Israelites just marched through the Red Sea on dry ground. You have any idea what that means?
They got better travel agents than we do.
No, it means God, the God they serve is one powerful God.
Look, all I know is that we have our orders from Pharaoh. Now, come on, get after those Israelites.
All right, wait a minute. Where are my manners? You go first.
No, I wouldn't think of it. You're new, you go first.
No, you go first.
No, please, after you.
You're stalling.
I'm not stalling, you're stalling. Besides, I'm the sergeant, now go.
All right. So, isn't this how they, but what if the walls of water don't hold up for us? You know, we could find ourselves at the bottom of the sea, you know.
So what? Isn't that the way you usually swim anyway?
Yeah, but I'm not good at it. I've got it. We'll tell Pharaoh our chariots ran out of gas.
Wait a minute, chariots don't run on gas.
Okay, well, how about if I say our horses ran out of gas?
Horses don't run on gas either.
No wonder everyone was looking at me funny at the gas station.
Look, how about if we both go at the same time?
Oh, I guess that sounds fair. Oh, I think I just sprained my ankle. You'll have to go on without me.
Nice try, old chicken of the Red Sea. Now get moving. They're getting away.
Oh, did I mention these are my good sandals?
Forward march.
Oh, all right. I'm going. But answer me this, will you? What's it about these Israelites that makes Pharaoh want them back so badly?
I think it's really just some kind of a macho thing. Pharaoh's trying to prove he will not be pushed around by the God of the Israelites.
But their God has already sent 10 plagues upon Egypt, and now he's parted the Red Sea for them. Doesn't Pharaoh know when he's licked?
Apparently not. Now, let's get after those Israelites.
Just one more thing.
Now what is it?
Well, it appears the last Israelite has just stepped safely onto the shore on the other side.
Yeah, so what?
What if that's all God was waiting for?
What do you mean, waiting for?
What if he was just waiting for his people to cross,
yeah.
And then
what?
And then, surf's up.
Oh my God, the wall of water is giving away. We're all going to drown.
Would this be a good time to say I told you so?
Do me one favor, will you?
What's that?
The next time Pharaoh decides to take on the God of the Israelites,
yeah,
remind me to go AWOL.
Oh. I think that's what it is. Now we have to clean up. We're going to do our vow.
Yeah. Let's clean up later.
Okay. You're good with. I'll take this beer. I don't want to hurt anybody.
Well, thank you.
I'll go change back. Yes, Alexa. Well, the wife found them. Are they good? On Amazon.
Amazon Prime, to be precise. Thanks to Bev Somerville for ordering those for us. Yeah, so.
I want to say something. He's not taking off his helmet because he knows his hair's messed up.
All right, you want to see it? I don't like bad hair days, you know. You know what rabbits do when they have a bad hair day? They go to hair salon. Yeah. Martha Stewart just introduced a new line of corduroy pillows. It's making headlines all across the nation. Okay. So a lady walked into a butcher's shop and wanted to buy half a rabbit. butcher said, "I'm not going to sell you half a rabbit. You can just afford to buy a whole rabbit." They argued for a few minutes, and finally the butcher said, "Lady, I'm not going to split hairs with you." So, the story about the flight of the Egyptians from Egypt, or flight of the Israelites from Egypt to freedom, is obviously a mainstay of our Old Testament teachings. And the main story, the main drive behind that, the main lesson in that whole story is learning to trust God. The Israelites had to learn to trust God for everything in their life, especially when they came to the Red Sea with the Egyptian army behind them. I wanted to have you see the video. That slide picture that was up came from a video, a really wonderful children's video about the crossing of the Red Sea. And Isaac, if you would play that now for us.
Guiding with his hand, another hard challenge they soon would find. When Pharaoh decided, he changed his mind. God parted the sea, he parted the sea. Moses raised his staff, and God parted the sea. They walked the dry path, they walked safe and free. God's great power shone when he parted the sea. Pharaoh's army followed, horses drawing near. The people felt the rumble, and they were filled with fear. Moses, can you save us? What will we do now? Moses said, just trust in God, he'll show us how. God parted the sea, he parted the sea. Moses raised his staff, and God parted the sea. They walked the dry path, they walked safe and free. God's great power shone when he parted the sea. Walls of water rose up so high, they walked through the path and stayed dry. God's mighty hand led them through, but the sea closed when the army came into. God parted the sea, he parted the sea. Moses raised his staff, and God parted the sea. They walked the dry path, they walked safe and free. God's great power shone when he parted the sea. So when you're feeling scared and don't know what to do, remember Moses and the sea and how God came through. He loves his people, he's faithful and true. And the same God who helped them will always help you.
I don't know if you noticed in one of those scenes, Moses and even one of the children was wearing eyeglasses. So I guess maybe, optometrists and ophthalmology may be, the second oldest profession anyway. But, the important thing about that to remember is that no matter what we're going through, God will be there for us. Even when it comes to the very end. Even when someone prepares to draw their last breath, God is there with them. And I really believe that God does have a sense of humor. I don't think we would have a sense of humor if God didn't have one. In fact, I can't begin to count the number of times when I think God has laughed at me for some of my fumbles and bumbles. But I've used that. I feel like God gave me the gift of humor to use to share with other people to brighten their lives. And like when I was a hospice chaplain, and I had all of these different patients, some of them at home and some of them in nursing homes. Had several different nursing homes in 3 counties. And the staff there, they got so used to me coming in with jokes, they'd hear a bad joke and they'd call it a Dwight joke and they'd write it down and share with me. And, you know, one of my hospice patients, she was over 100 years old. She said, you know, you should write a book with all of your favorite bad jokes. And I said, well, that would be plagiarism because they're somebody else's jokes. She said, you could get around that. You could make your title, my favorite bad jokes that I stole from other people. But I had one hospice patient that she was actually from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, born in the same hospital I was, exactly 1 year to the day before I was born in that hospital. And after I had the sacred honor of having, speaking at her going home service, probably about 3 or 4 years went by, and I received a call from her granddaughter. Her granddaughter said, I don't know if you remember me, but you put a smile on my grandmother's face the last day that she was here on earth, and I want to know if you'll do my wedding for me. So use your sense of humor, your light-hearted faith that God will always make something turn out right, even if you can't see it now. Carry that with you, trusting in Him, even to the last breath, because that last breath here will be your first breath in heaven. Amen. Our communion hymn is on page 479. Now, not our communion hymn, our hymn of invitation. We're not going to do communion again, unless you want to. We have heard a joyful sound. If there's anybody out there picking up this message later on Facebook or YouTube, if it's caused you to have questions, want to talk with me about faith or problems, want to have a prayer or a joke or two, you can call the church 309-699-8631. If I'm not here, please just leave a message. Speak slowly and clearly, because I'd hate to miss your information. But I'll call you back and we'll talk all you want. We'll pray.